Hello and welcome to the Pursuit of Truth. Yes, I'm on video for once. Usually I do the audios because it's a lot easier. So this is about, obviously, the Israel conflict in now Lebanon. And the thing that I was interested in talking about was to do with the legality of this, which they don't seem to be talking very much on the media, which I would have thought was, because it's a sovereign country that is being bombed. It's Beirut, like the centre, and it's not just like the borders, whereas they got this agreement that they can attack on the borders each other, or that won't just bring them into war. They do this for some strange reason, but then I was looking it up to do with it mentioned a case where it was talking about President Obama when he went into Syria, bombed parts of Syria. I guess that was ISIS. And they were talking about the three ways you can do it. Is one, if you've got an agreement with the country. So obviously, if you go to the country and say you've got this terrorist organisation, we can help you. We need to find them because they're causing us trouble as well. That's one way you can do it. So you're not actually invading the country. That obviously wasn't done with Lebanon, with Israel's case or Syria's. The second is if you have UN resolution. And then the third one, which is the one where it's a bit contentious, and probably the one that both President Obama and Benjamin Netanyahu used, is if you say that there's a terrorist there and they're causing you trouble, that's like an act of self-defense, and therefore you're allowed to do it under that basis. But apparently that's very contentious, and I'm surprised it hasn't been. I mean, the thing is, I suppose, if one person, if Lebanon did really want to go to war, they would have just reason to do it, because their airspace and because bombs were, it was in a sovereign country. Obviously, they don't want to because they probably don't have the money for it. And I assume Iran don't really want to get into a war, because if it was a war between Iran versus Israel, then, that would be different maybe. But I guess this would be a war versus Iran versus Israel, the US, and other parts of the West. And so therefore Iran are probably unlikely to want to do that unless, this catalyst Iran into Russia, which I know they're meeting, and then North Korea and China, and then it becomes more complicated and more riskier, which is probably why President Joe Biden has been trying to, and the rest of the West have been trying to calm the situation down and saying we don't want war, because they don't want to get dragged into this, probably for financial reasons and maybe moral reasons after the disaster of the Iraq-Afghan conflicts. Although it's strange that Biden has been saying stop, or it's been reported of him trying to do this ceasefire, this peace process that he's probably going to get before he loses the election, or at least he no longer runs in November, is it? And yet, so he's telling him not to do that. And then the next day after Israel bombed a sovereign country in Lebanon, America went and bombed inside Syria again. I guess that was to try, and those people are saying, well, are they allowed to do this just so that, well, America's doing it, so it must be okay for anyone to just go and bomb someone else's country. I mean, if the terrorists were in Shepherd's Bush in the UK, would it be okay then to bomb London? If they were in France or Germany, would it be okay to bomb them then? Would that be happening? When the IRA were in an island, was that the way that the UK government dealt with it, by just going to bomb, parts of Ireland, and this whole argument of collateral damage and the sort of saying the terrorists are hiding within residential areas? And yes, that's against international law and shouldn't be done. But the fact is, for any aggressor, or any not aggressors, anyone who's claiming its defence, and then going and dropping bombs on an area where that's what's happening. It's the same like if there was a terrorist running around taking people, the police don't go around just saying, oh, there's a terrorist there, oh, but there's some people there. But, because he's using those as a shield, we're okay to just go and bomb that whole building now. That's not how it works. So why is this in this like war kind of footing? So I think that is, especially under morality, under God, especially under people who believe in religion. You know, if you're taking someone's life and you're knowingly knowing that you're going to take some innocent people with you, then you are. I mean, any life is still precious. But obviously, people who are innocent. And I don't know, I don't get that argument. But yeah, I know it's very complicated and there's reasons for all this, but it's just, yeah, this is just my view, I guess. And obviously, the last one detailed a lot more. All right, take care, take it easy, God bless, and peace.